Once again, hello everyone. I'm Richard Fredericks and welcome to Al's Steakhouse. We have a special guest for you today and a special project that we want you to participate in, so hopefully you stay with us for the next half hour. I've got Don Walden with me. Donald?
It's my pleasure.
It's great to have you back again. I know I worked with you on a couple of projects at Siegel's farm for Military Appreciation Day out there and getting together the honor guards and color guards and some of the military folks who are out there over the past years. And we'll maybe be doing that in the future as well. I want to invite you personally to come on down to Al's Steakhouse, a great restaurant for lunch, whether it's maybe in between shopping or just out and about on a summer day. You want to stop in and have some great lunches. This is the place for lunch. It's also a fantastic place for a business lunch because you can hear in the background some of the folks are already here for business lunches. And it's a fabulous restaurant for after the theater, the Rialto, or maybe it's Mojo's or the Tin Roof, or maybe it's wherever it might be, Bicentennial Park. Great late night snacks here at Al's Steakhouse. And of course the famous seafood buffets and the wonderful Sunday buffet here at Al's Steakhouse at Jefferson Hamas. You are invited, and we thank them for allowing us to have our show here and visit with you on a weekly basis. Don, before we begin, I know you're here. We're going to be talking about placing the life-size bronze statue of Abraham Lincoln at the Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery. And you're here today representing the Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery Support Committee. Well, that's a mouthful.
Yes, it is. That's why we abbreviated.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot that. It is the ALNC, right?
Support Committee.
Gotcha. Now, before we do that, though, just to, particularly some of you younger viewers out there need to know that we've got so many great men and women who served our country and our veterans, and this man I know is a huge supporter of veterans and a huge supporter of families of veterans as well. I'm going to forget your titles, but I know you're involved with the American Legion, the VFW, the DAV. Help me with that a little bit. Are you a past commander of some of those?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have. I've had the honor to serve 7 or 8 times as commander over the American Legion Post 1080. And whatever I can to help organize anything that I can help the veteran and the family. Yeah. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. And if you've never been to, well, particularly the VFW, I think it's almost open to the public every day, but they've got something going every single day. And the American Legion also. And if you want to just kind of test a little bit, if you're not a veteran, you just want to be, support the VFW, the American Legion, show up on Fridays. They've got great fish fries, right?
That's right. And 1080, the American Legion has wonderful chicken dinners on Wednesday.
Wednesdays?
Oh, yes.
What day is today? Oh, today's, well, you won't care because you'll be watching us at 2 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock or whenever the heck Schuster puts me on the air. I never see the show. I think he just, I don't know when he puts this on the air. But I'm kidding. Who is the special lady in the front row watching us here?
Well, it's somebody I know in a few years, and over 55 wonderful years of marriage with her, Carol. My wife, Carol.
She's back there holding up all the cue cards for us so that we know what to say.
Yeah, that's right. There's something, I hope that is. No, but she's very active in the auxiliary, too.
Oh, good.
So
good.
We're both very active in the Legion programs.
Yeah. And, by your activity, it's kept you young. Because you haven't changed. I've known you off and on for the last maybe, you might not realize it, but probably the last 20 years. But this is the first time I've met your wife, which is great. We may do, just at the very end, Mr. Schuster, I want to close with a shot of Carol, okay? Now, she may run away, but just make sure she doesn't run away, because I want to salute the auxiliary as well. So what is this project about? You've got you've been doing this, you told me earlier, since 1995. Tell the folks what you're trying to do.
What we're trying to do, I'll start if you don't mind, start back.
Sure.
In 95. We were out to Boston to American Legion National Convention, and they were talking about monuments and etc. the support for the veterans. And I got thinking, it would not be a real bad idea that we got a cemetery, the needs of the cemetery, to have located in Will County, and through the Veterans Administration. And right away, Chicago kind of jumped in on that because they wanted to locate it up by them. But I said, on the way home, I'll stop by Washington, D.C., see my friend George Sangmeister, and see what I can do with the congressman about that. He says, fantastic idea.
Now, wait a minute. When you say friend George Sangmeister, weren't you classmates or something with him?
Yes.
Aha.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, we were.
So he had to listen to you.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of forced him. Yeah. No, he jumped right in on it. It's a wonderful idea because we need more cemeteries for our veterans. Because we were coming to fill, like so many of them, with there was just no more cemetery land left.
Yeah.
So, and we got taught, and I says, you know, that Joliet Arsenal, that'd be a wonderful place. Here it is sitting out there. We don't have to buy any property. It's already there, and we'll put it to good use. Yeah. And we went to bat, and we ended up with 982 acres.
So it's 1,000. Well, I just round that up to 1,000 acres out there.
Yes. Yeah. And laying in state out there right now is almost 50,000.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is
it's
truly amazing. Yeah, it is. And if you've never been out there, this coming weekend, whatever weekend it happens to be, get the family together, whatever, and drive out there. You will be impressed. It'll be a bit emotional, I guarantee you that. To see those fields of markers, if it doesn't bring a tear to your eye, you're not an American. I can tell you that. But I've had the privilege of being at 3 or 4 funerals of friends out there, and it's just, I'm actually thinking about that. Your support committee, the volunteers that are out there, the men and women who are the honor guard. I'm always nervous of the guy who's off in the distance playing the bugle, hoping, that he doesn't miss it, taps. But when you hear taps echoing through that cemetery, boy, it's what a respect, admiration, appreciation, and love for our veterans and their families. Now, Abraham Lincoln statue, and you're going to get this thing completed here. We're going to make sure that we get this thing completed. How much more money do you need to raise?
About 40,000 more.
Okay.
It's in the statue itself is in the making right now. See, we weren't able to do anything without the funds in hand. The government would not give it. This was not an easy thing to even get the statue.
Well, how'd you do it? I mean, how'd you go about, what was the process?
A lot of darn good help from a lot of good people. And like George and just everybody from this down to this. It includes some businessmen, the good old guy in the corner that gave us $5, and those that have loved ones buried out there. And this thing about you, it makes me just wonder so much what we can't get it across to the public how awesome. You mentioned take a ride out there. It's really a heartwarming feeling to think that one of my loved ones would be buried out there. Carol's folks are out there. They're one of the first ones to be buried out there. And to think it's a nice, sound, honorable place to be.
And it truly is. And how many, someone told me, on an average day, Monday through Saturday,
Friday,
how many burials do you think?
It varies. Usually they run as high as 30 on a Monday and a Friday. And another thing, and when they are buried there, it's done with such honor.
Oh my goodness, it does.
When we first started our organization, we went to different cemeteries and found out how they had their services and etc. So we get ours down pat. And with that, we formed what we call an honor guard back then. It grew so big that we financially got them started, and now they have the memorial squad. They just do one fantastic job out there. Just awesome.
I remember years ago, John Whiteside, great columnist from the Joliet Herald News, made a plea we have to have some volunteers. We have to have some people because the military can't do this. They just cannot do this, that many. And from that also grew a great group of volunteers, which Dick, we ought to have those folks on here one of these days, representatives of that honor guard. But all in all, what does the ALNC committee do, the Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery Support Committee, aside from raising, and we're going to get back to this,
Yes.
Here's a picture, and you'll see a close-up of that statue. And when that statue is finished, where's it going to be placed on the grounds? Do you have a location?
Oh, yes. We had to get get the grounds and everything else. It's by the Memorial Walk.
Okay.
Oh, which is very fitting, because just before it'll be right there, and it will have a patio where when school buses come out there, they can get off the bus. Their teacher can take them over this patio area, which will have a seating area all around and back, and in the middle will be the statue of Abraham Lincoln, which is completely life-size to the inch.
That's great.
The government made us do that.
Yeah.
And I forget the exact date, but in 2011, I have the official letter, go for the whole thing.
Go for the whole thing.
The
So
government-
it's in the process of being made,
Yes.
and we're $40,000 short. And so if you're out there, you're a business owner, you're an individual, I know that there are folks out there who are, looking at the end-of-life issues, and maybe you want to, in your trust, in your will, put some additional dollars into the Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery. How would they go about contacting you or providing, whether they mail you a check, and how does that work?
The best deal is right on the back. It'd be best just go right online.
Okay,
If
you
you'd
tell them
like,
what to do.
you
We'll
could,
put it up on the screen.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. We just make a check out to ALNC Support Committee and send it to Post Office Box 4132. I'll repeat that again. P.O. Box 4132, Joliet, Illinois 60434. And another good thing to look over and get a lot of your questions answered is go online. And if you go into ALNC Cemetery, the support committee, you can get, when we started, some more information and just what we're going, and I think you'll be very, very impressed, and you'll see your money put to work, because every penny that we get goes towards the support committee and the enhancements of the cemetery.
Yeah, we're going to show up on screen a little bit, but some of the things that they've invested contributions with the bell tower, the Carillon, the cemetery model, the Visitors Information Center, which is also phenomenal, the Browns Lincoln bust, the Browns Gettysburg Address plaque, the cemetery brochures, caps for cemetery volunteers, and flags, the 100th Avenue of flags, that even, you got to put the flags in something, so there's a trailer for that. 50 state flags, the ceremonial circle, a 50 additional Avenue of flags, the ceremonial flag circle and Memorial Day programs, and Bronze Service Branch plaques, and a lot of the folding chairs that some of the folks, when they go to in a tournament, some can't be standing, and so there's some chairs, and the list goes on, I'm sure. And we're talking significant dollars here, somewhere near $192,000 over the years, contributed by this organization. Now, is there a need for volunteers? Is there a need for folks who can join the committee and be there with you and stand firm with the committee?
We meet once a month, and we meet over at American Legion Post 1080 the second Wednesday at 7 p.m. 7 p.m., the second Wednesday of the month, American Legion Post 1080, 2625 Ingalls Avenue here in Joliet.
Here's an idea. Go to that meeting, find out more information, and bring your checkbook. How's that?
Good
How's
idea.
That?
Oh,
Thank you for now we're talking about the Abraham Lincoln National Cemetery Support Committee. Don Walden is one of the volunteers heading this up and has been obviously here from the very beginning. I just want to, on behalf of the people of not just Joliet, Will County, people of Illinois, thank you and those folks who, the Sangmeisters, the George O'Briens, the list goes on of people who were the initiators, knocking on doors to get that cemetery on those grounds, and the development in and around the cemetery now, the thousands of people who over the years come to Joliet for these ceremonies, coming through Joliet, and there's an impact on the economy for this as well. So it's something very valuable and precious to us. So if you can donate, please do, and we'll have that up on the screen. And once again, you meet when? Tell us it once again when you meet.
Second Wednesday of each month at 7 p.m., American Legion Post 1080 here in Joliet.
Very good.
On Ingalls Avenue.
Now, Dick, do we have a few minutes? Still go? And what I wanted to do, tell me a little bit about how you got involved with the Veterans Organization. It's 1950-something probably, right?
Yeah.
The Korean War was done in 56, right?
Yeah. It was in 55, right at the end of 55, going to 56. I went in 51.
1951?
January.
What branch?
Navy.
The Navy, all right. I'm supposed to know that. Of course I do that. So you're in the Navy, and you get out, and you're back in Joliet. Are you married while you're in the Navy, or you get married after?
After. We got married after.
Married after. So why join American Legion? I mean, what was the draw? Why?
Why did I? Because when my dad passed away, as we do yet to this day, an honor squad from American Legion Post 80 came and did a ceremony there in the funeral home. Right then, and, I said, this is a good outfit, I got to get active.
Yeah.
And so, this is what it's going to do for these kids that go out there too. Just imagine a teacher taking a bus load of children out there to the cemetery. They climb off that bus and they look, here's Abraham Lincoln's there. They're able to go up around. They see like all the grave sites. You learn a lot more out of seeing than just reading.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be very educational. It's for these kids. It's good, wonderful.
When do you think this will be done? When do you think? Put a date down there.
Hopeful this year.
Okay. This is the year 2015 that $40,000 is raised so they can get Abraham Lincoln up and have the children and you and I out there at the cemetery checking things out. Don Walden, we're going to show some things on the screen about, we're going to shoot the outside of the American Legion post, the VFW post. For you young veterans who have come back, if you haven't become a member or at least tried it, do so. For those of you who are not veterans but want to support the Legion, the VFW, and the DAV, we're going to shoot some outside exterior shots of those locations and tell you where they're at. And but right now, I'm going to say so long, and Don, thank you. And we're leaving with a picture of our executive producer. Take care.